want to talk about my gender dysphoria today. So it's probably a triggering video, if it could be triggering. Anyway, I don't know where this is gonna go. Could go kind of dark. So I guess the first is one thing that's really frustrating to me is that the entire psychiatric prerequisites before you transitioned seem to have gone away. And that's just really problematic, because when someone is saying that they are so dysphoric that they need to transition, really there needs to be a lot of interception that happens first, just to make sure this is, oh god, a wasp, the right. Oh, that was terrifying. So yeah, when I transitioned a while ago, I had begun working through my gender dysphoria in 2013 after I had come out of a mental hospital. I spent a couple years doing like what would be best for me. And at that point in time, I was not in a good state. I already mentioned I had just come out of the mental hospital. Yeah, when I was in the mental hospital, they were actually going to move me to a long-term facility and not let me out, because I had that thing that we're not even allowed to say the word, which blows my mind, because if you go in to the mental hospital, they're not going to say unalive. You are going to hear that word that we're not allowed to say for some reason. You're going to hear it nonstop, because what they're going to do is they're going to throw it in your face nonstop, making you face it and trying to figure out, are you actually going to do it? Now, I'm not saying for you to be trans, you have to be as bad as I was, or you have to have SI, which is that word, ideation. You don't have to be on the trajectory that I was. You don't have to go into a mental hospital. But you do need to understand that transitioning and transsexual, the whole entire point of everything being made was for people who have extreme gender dysphoria, and we don't have any other option. So I'm just gonna, it hasn't been triggering yet, I'm gonna get more triggering. So for me, pretty much the second that I figured out how to self-mutilate, I did. And I did it all over my face. I can't tell you how many different times I pierced my face. I've done superficial piercings, anything to just mess up what my face looks like. The tattoos are also, I mean, these are my dysphoria coming out, you know, like I can't stand it. I have a lot of videos where I'm wearing a lot of the same clothes, because I have like, even though I have a whole bunch of different outfits, I only have a few that really, really make me feel feminine enough to like be on camera, even though every single thing I wear is like female clothes. Jesus, the wasp is back. Why is it back? Oh god. Well, hopefully me almost getting stung nonstop is entertaining. Anyway, I haven't had social media until like recently. Like the only reason I'm putting stuff out there is because people aren't realizing the collateral damage that's happening right now. Not only in people like me who are just kind of like, we're not even being heard anymore. Nobody even knows we exist anymore. So not only just people like me, but also people who think that they need to transition or think that this is the right path for them, and then they find out years later, oh, uh-oh. And this is happening to people who then get silenced. And again, just talking about that doesn't mean you're not trans, but you should be able to talk about it. You should be able to talk about, is this actually the right decision for me? So the clothes, I think I changed outfits like 3 times. Trying to think, oh God, have I worn this outfit in the last couple of days that people won't start looking at my clothes and start picking apart my clothes? Do I look like this? It's insane. Despite having had a lot of laser treatment, having everything blown off my face, I use one of these. This is an epilator. It rips out anything that, because not everything can get blown out. I have a lot of clear follicles now that they're just like a clear hair. It feels like a barb. I would say I spend hours in the mirror using tweezers to get tiny hairs that I've missed or that may be growing in, because My face, like, for some, it ingrows hairs and it sucks. If I'm not already fully prepared, like I've been recording something or I've been at work on videos, so I'm wearing a complete outfit and I know my hair is at least somewhat okay, and I know that my face doesn't have any like random hair on it in a weird direction somewhere. If I haven't done all those things and someone is approaching our house, I run and I corner myself in the kitchen. I open the cabinet doors to hide in them and wait until my partner takes care of the person at the door. I've heard people say, and I'm sorry, if you're here, I'm probably gonna be triggered more if whatever, anyway. People saying words are violence. I'm sorry, you've never experienced real violence. So another thing that it is for choo choo. So sometimes out in public, and I'll just have that moment of, is this acceptable for me to be wearing? Because I don't know if I'll get real violence because someone feels a way about it. Like real violence. I don't care if people say words at me. Like actual, tangible violence. Because if you say words are violence, you probably have never experienced real violence. I'm sorry, you just haven't. If you think words are violence, I'm gonna say that you've never experienced actual violence. And that's coming from someone who has been mentally manipulated into hating themselves for the better part of 30 to 31 years till my oppressor died. So it's not like I haven't had words. Probably a year before I transitioned, I spent every single night I got off work for about 3 hours in my bathroom watching videos on how to do makeup, putting makeup on, and taking it off, just like working to perfect it. Because I didn't want to go out once I started trying to present properly. I didn't want to go out very mismatched and haphazardly put together. I have an underwear drawer full of stuff because like I cannot understand the bulge thing. Like, like sometimes if it's not holding right, I'm like, nope, I need to put on my high-waisted ones today and get this into like a super suit. I don't understand the bulge thing. That to me is like so freaking, like, what are you talking about? The other thing, again, it's gonna be super dark. Typically people who wanna unalive as someone who's been there, and it's a weird thing deciding you don't want to unalive in front of somebody in front of you and deciding to go to the ER instead. Typically it's just an abject disregard for life, and you just don't care. You distance yourself from everyone, everything. You make excuses to not talk with anyone. The last thing you do is go around advertising it. And typically it hits this point of just a slow buildup of often you oops, or you come up with what would be your best plan, and then yuck. But like, screaming, I'm gonna tell you a story to end this all up. So I'm a 10-year accident from my sisters, and they had their kids and everything, and I got to witness them growing up and make the decision. Not for me. And I remember it was right around when child abuse awareness was coming to light, and it was a big fuss with all the parents, and big movement and stuff like that. And based on what me and my sisters had been through, we would never touch a child. And my niece was wanting some sort of toy or something like that. And because she was little, she picked up on all the different things happening in society. And she started screaming in the middle of the parking lot, "Mommy, please don't hit me. I didn't mean to cause a fuss. I didn't mean to act up. Please don't hit me. I don't want to be hurt." How does your dysphoria look?